I'll just say right now that I think people need to be re-educated on cannabis, because this is what I truly believe and what I know. Okay, um, this is not what everybody believes. They've been taught differently because they go to one source for information and they completely trust in that outlet, like the government, science, man-made science, all these things that we school, you know what I mean? We have been taught to know is the source to go to and what we have to or should believe in. Um, but I feel like the education was manipulated and altered for the benefit of the system that created it, because money. Okay, the pharmaceutical industry is like a $10 billion industry per year, probably bigger than that. Like, I think it used to be $6.7 billion a year industry, and that was like 5 years ago. But look at what it's done. Look at the world. It's opiates. It's painkillers. It's the world is destroyed by these drugs. Okay, by the pharmaceutical drugs that have been delivered by our source that we're supposed to trust, and they tell us, "Oh, you have this issue. You've been prescribed by a doctor. Here you go." It's fucking crazy. Okay, so what I believe is the education was manipulated to benefit the system. So they demonized cannabis, marijuana, okay? And they falsely educated the world to believe in this shit. And once they realized that the world wasn't that stupid and we could, you know, we don't need to rely on a system for education. We can educate ourselves, and through experience, we can, which is the most accurate education is through experience, right? People think they know everything about pot, but never smoked it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna do this to you. It's gonna do that to you. They never, motherfuckers be smoking weed for 90 years, laughing. Nothing never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? So the proof is in the pudding. So we need re-education on cannabis. And what happened was they demonized cannabis. Because it was in direct uh, competition with the pharmaceutical industry, because the majority of the pharmaceutical drugs that they prescribe that only masks the issue. Cannabis gets to the core of the issue and heals and cures directly. So that's problematic because anybody can grow a pot plant, which means that what would happen to the pharmaceutical industry if everybody can just grow a plant and use this plant, cultivate it, and use it to heal and cure many sicknesses and diseases and disorders and mental disorders and mental illness and certain things of that nature. Well, I guess we wouldn't need pharmaceutical drugs no more. Well, you know how that's a big problem because that brings in $10 billion per year. That's a problem for a lot of fucking people, and it's not the low income people that are being educated to believe whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? So think about that for a sec. It's in direct conflict with the pharmaceutical industry. It is a plant that heals, and it fixes all of the things that these drugs are to mask. You have to keep buying them and you become addicted to them. You have to keep getting prescribed. Okay? That keeps the flow of that currency going. But there's no benefit for the system of the pharmaceutical industry if everybody can get that relief and that the healing actually to the core of the issue from a fucking plant that anybody can grow in their backyard. That is why they demonized it. That's why they spread false politics, false education, false information on the plant, because they seen what it was going to do to their business. Fast forward, however many years, they legalize it. Why? Because they seen that it's not going to work. People have figured it out. They know what the plant is. It's been cultivated for hundreds of years. You can't fucking lie to us. The shit was a joke to begin with. We all knew it was wrong. They falsely incarcerated many masses of fucking people for absolutely zero reason, that spent 10 years in jail, 20 years in jail for growing pot, distributing it, healing people, being a healer. I'm saying? Healing themselves. And they've been incarcerated falsely for this and imprisoned and given a criminal record when they're not a criminal. Like most potheads are peaceful people. They don't want problems. They don't want no problem. The pharmaceutical people, they're out there fucking killing people for their Oxycontin. You know? My mom is prescribed lorazepam and her doctor started cutting her down. My mom started trying to buy lorazepams off the street. There's fentanyl in some of that shit. People are pressing these pills and fucking selling them in the street when they're not even true lorazepam. That's what that shit will lead you to, okay? It'll fucking kill you. You don't trust in man. You don't go to man for healing. You go to God. But anyways, point being is that plant is from God. It was made from this earth. Those pills were not. They were manipulated, chemically fucking designed to keep you stuck on them and reliant on it to mask the issue so you have to keep going to it. Okay? Puts them in a position of power. Okay? And you in a controlled frequency. So bottom line is they legalized it because they seen it wasn't working no more and now they look like idiots. So they said, "Oh yeah, oh sorry, our bad. Let's release new education out and say, yeah, we were wrong about this. We've done new studies and now we can be the heroes again. And now we get to tax it and profit from it." Aha, suckers. You guys were begging for legalization. You know what you got? You got fucked. Because now the people like me and everybody else that first cultivated this plant, that was using it to heal ourselves and other people, it's been stripped from us, taken from us. And how it was a currency for us to trade, for other things. We made money off of it. They demonized it, made it look like you're selling drugs, you're ruining lives. Buddy, weed never killed a single person in the world, never ruined anybody's life. People have addictive personalities and psychological addictive traits, okay? You can do that with masturbation, you can do that with pornography, you can do that with, food, snacks, junk food. But they try to blame it on the plant, right? What a joke. Okay, so we need re-education on cannabis. It's the only thing we should be taking for depression, anxiety, insomnia, and other mental disorders and mental illnesses. The thing about the schizophrenia shit, no, doesn't exist. From smoking weed, no, doesn't exist. I've met people that have been smoking weed since they were 13 that are 90 fucking 4 years old, okay? Real shit, okay? And this is not a secret. It's not a big conspiracy. And there's many fucking people that have been smoking weed, grandparents that smoke weed and they're happy as fuck. They're fine. They're laughing. They're like, bro, you guys are tripping. But point blank period is it doesn't cause schizophrenia. The chemicals that people are using, again, here's man. This is what man does, right? They use chemicals to manipulate. They fucking take plants and manipulate them and change them, their actual structure, in an abusive way to benefit profit, right? Same thing with the cocoa plant, right? It's meant for pain. It's a natural plant, but they take it, they manipulate it, condense it, turn it into something else. That's cocaine. Man has to do that process. That doesn't happen naturally. Think about it. So anyways, to get back to my point, yeah, it's just blowing my mind. I'm just thinking about what I just said. Like, to even hear that back is like, wow, like real shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Again, so it's the schizophrenia thing. No, what it is the chemicals that man is using, pumping this plant full of chemicals to manipulate the plant to get the most production out of it, to make the most product, to make the most money. Again, man's way of life. Take something natural, destroy it, manipulate it, convert it, compress it, do whatever the fuck to it, distort it, and create it into something that benefits man. Money, power, greed, okay? You can do that with water. They take water and they sell it to us. The fuck? Water is free. Food grows from the earth. How are we paying for water that has fluoride, bleach, and other like toxic waste chemicals in it? but it's for our health. It's for our good. Our Please, bro. Please stop. For the people that are older, that know the old way of things, it's time to take yourself out of denial and re-educate yourself with the correct education that they are now allowing to be distributed, because it benefits them now. Why? Because they taxed it. They own it now. The normal people like me can't profit from it anymore. Only the government. And if I try to now, without going through that, it's not only tax invasion, it's, distribution of controlled substance, like illegal distribution of a controlled substance, like it's like tax invasion, like government fraud, like there's all types of charges attached to that now because it belongs to the government. It's like taking prescription pills and reselling them. You're fucked. You're gonna get smashed for that. But they give it to us though. Fuck. Knowing how it's chemically designed and what it's gonna lead to naturally. And they try to say, oh, well, only if you abuse it will that happen. Will you become addicted to it? And we have our doctors to back us up on that. And we have our science to back us up on that. Are you guys awake yet? Did you see what happened yet? Okay. Alright. What's next? Once you leave denial, what's next? Re-education. And then what? Well, now you know the truth. Now you're at a level of truth. And then what? Now you can heal yourself. Okay, and then what? And then you can heal others. And then what? And then you become a fucking target of the government like me, and then you get shut down, and all your Facebook accounts get fucking shut down and disabled every single time you try to make Facebook. And then all of a sudden the government won't print you out photo identification until the point where you have to move to a different province just to get photo identification, because you kind of landed on a list. If you are in conflict with their money, their process, their program, their education, you will become targeted if you have influential power or reach. If you're just sharing shit on your Facebook and you have fucking your little 1,000 friends, or even if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, nobody gives a fuck anyways. But when you actually start to make it an effort, like you start showing your face and you start making YouTube channels and exposing governmental corruption and shit like this, that's how you become targeted. And then there's levels to that. You're not going to have all the heavy shit happen to you right away. You have to work for that shit. The higher up you get, the more influential power you get, the more reach, the more following you get, the more of a threat you are to the establishment, the more that the targeting is going to get stronger and stronger, and the tactics that are going to be used against you are going to become stronger. And then some next level shit's going to start happening that changes your perspective and perception on life and the system and reality as a whole. And then they will call you schizophrenic after that and say you smoke too much weed. Okay, so yeah, hit the thumbs up, like this video, share the fuck out of this video, tweet this video, tag a bunch of people in this video on Facebook, just to piss Facebook off. And then we can get me even more targeted, and then maybe, if you hate me, maybe I'll end up like JFK and get shot in the fucking head top. I don't know, but it's worth it to me to have that reach to spread that truth. If that has to be my outcome, it's in God's hands, you know what I'm saying? But God is my refuge, So I think I'll be okay, because the most mighty name on this earth and outside of this earth is Jesus Christ, Yahshua, the Messiah. Okay, the Son of God. Yeah, the only way to the Father. Yeah, that's gonna piss some people off, but everything I just spit was the truth. Naturally, I didn't have to think about it, write it down, plan it out, premeditate it. None of that. That's what what truth is and what's not truth. These motherfuckers got loops and holes and fucking and tricks and fucking magic and all types of shit and writing things more complicated than they need to be. making things more complex than they need to be, beating around the bush. It's a fucking figure 8, bro. It's a joke, so when you become conscious, then you can have that realization, and that's great. But we need re-education on cannabis, and that's it. Share this video.